What's up? Yellow. We are going to pick up culverts, road fabric, and some septic risers for a couple different jobs we got coming up. Today's kind of it's going to be a rainy day for the most part this afternoon. They're calling for rain, so I didn't plan anything for today. It's already 1 o'clock. I sprayed some topsoil at my house, prepped some equipment, got something new to show you guys, new for this year, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think it'll come in pretty handy for the rest of the year for some projects we got coming up. But yeah, we're gonna run to this hardware store around me. It carries everything, and we'll grab. We're gonna get two 24-inch culverts. So it'll be 24 by 20. We get two of them. Two 15-inch culverts and two 8-inch culverts, along with a roll of road fabric, some septic risers, and a few little miscellaneous parts that I perhaps might need. And then we'll head back, and we'll head back to my place, and I'll unload those. We'll probably video that, and then I'll show you the new toy I got. All right, so we just got back. Grab this here. I just got back with, hope you can see back there, a little, oh, I don't want to show you too much, a load of culvert pipe. Ooh, let me shut this thing off. So, here, a couple jobs coming up. Here's the culvert pipe. That's up top. There's gonna be the road fabric. We've got two 24-inch, two 15-inch over here in the corner, and then two 8-inch on the ends, and then the road fabric. And then in the back of the truck, we have some sewer risers for a septic we got to do in a little bit. And then this, I'll try and do it without showing you, but I think you're already going to see it. There are two machines. That is the T650. It's a 2018. I've had that since it was new. Bought everything new. It's been a great machine so far. And then this is the Bobcat E50, and there is our new machine for this year. This is a 2021 Bobcat E85. Pretty excited about it. I think it'll work out good for us. Quite a few jobs for it. Got it with the thumb. Secondary hydraulics are up there, so I can plug in. I ordered a tilt bucket for it. It's a 60-inch tilt that'll be coming, so I can just go ahead and plug in the tilt, and I can still use the thumb as well instead of disconnecting. Sometimes they have a diverter valve up there. But this year I can just plug in and go. I got the extra counterweight for a little bit more weight on her. She weighs just under 20,000 pounds. With the thumb and stuff, I think it's right at 20,000. And this is the E50 it's been good to us so far. It's extremely strong. This one has the additional counterweight that's built into it. The thumb, the angle blade, and the long arm. The long arms come in extremely handy for some of the jobs for this culvert. It's going to come in great. You can reach down where the culvert's got to go and stick them in there. I didn't tin this one out. The AC in them work awesome. I tinned it for two different reasons. First, it helps with the AC, so it doesn't take as long to cool down in there. And second, so people aren't staring at you in there. You feel like you're in a fishbowl as it is. So I prefer people aren't staring at me while I'm in there. And this T650, it's 2-speed, high flow. It's got the roller suspension on it, which is extremely comfortable. I haven't had any problems with it at all so far. The wide tracks, I think they're 18-inch pads, 16 or 18-inch pads. I put the backup camera on it afterwards. I had it installed, and yeah, that's them. Pretty excited for this year. We can't wait to get going. line them up here for some photo ops and some pictures, but of course it started raining. So that's them. We've got quite a few projects lined up for it. We start next Tuesday. Next Monday will be mowing, and then next Tuesday we'll go ahead and start the excavation and some concrete jobs. A few little, I don't do a whole lot of concrete, just a sidewalk where I sub out to a concrete company to do the rest. I just make the pad. We'll take a gander over here at the other stuff we got. This place is a mess. We're still recovering from the snow season. But here's an 84-inch soil conditioner, Harley rake, as you guys might know. It's hydraulic angle. It's also got hydraulics for the wheels that go up and down, so you can get in some pretty tight spaces. Here's the vibratory roller. It's also an 84-inch vibratory roller. Actually does pretty well for what we use it for. Mostly driveways and smaller roads. After we put some top coating of the stone down, it works out pretty good. Packs it right in there. This here is the tilt bucket for, I believe it's a 48 or 50. I can't remember off the top of my head. Tilt bucket, hydraulic tilt for the E50. And there's the 3-foot bucket for the E50. And the snow equipment and the pallet forks. Other than that, inside these sheds, we'll try and do it real quick here. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and hopefully it's not too much rain on it. It's pretty dark in here. I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but here's the vibratory compactor, small little one, and there's the straw blower. I got some welding to do on the frame down there. A buddy of mine welded that frame on. We kind of rigged it up so it would work. However, we need to put some more gussets and stuff on there so we can be a little more stability. It works just fine. I picked that up with the skid steer, and ended up just putting it right on the trailer, and then just load the straw on the trailer. And then so like at the very end of the trailer is where I would put the straw blower, and then the mulch of the straw would go on the very front, and then you just feed it in, and someone's off the back with a hose, and once they come off the back, you're back here someplace, and they can just go ahead and spread it, blow it as they need. This isn't really anything. This is where the E50 stays when it's not outside getting rained on like it is now. A few straw things left from last year. That's about it. We'll I gotta go ahead and get these culverts unstrapped, take them off, and then get the trailer ready for next Tuesday. We have to haul the E50 and the skid steer over to the next job. The skid steer might not go. I'm not sure. I gotta go look at the job again. It's been those guys who do this, you quote out 15, 20, 30 jobs, and then you gotta try and remember what equipment goes to what job, or how many feet, and this and that. And most of it I got written down, but well, I'll go. I want to take one more look at it. We changed a few little things on the job, so we'll go take a look at that and see what happens. But I guess while I'm here, I might as well show you guys the inside of the E85 before I forget. This thing is sweet. I mean, look at it's got a touch screen. Let me just fire this up real quick and close this door. Look at that. Isn't that cool? 7-inch touchscreen in an excavator. Insane. Once the glow plug light that's right here, it'll stop flashing. This here says wait to start, and there's no key. You just type in a code, and you can put different codes for different people. You're not gonna see my code. And look at that. Oh, we're gonna get demonetized. Not that we get monetized anyway. But it's got a cool radio. Something else you're searching for. Pretty sweet. You can put the name and everything up there. All your gauges are all digital. You can hook your Bluetooth up. Sound. Services will tell you when your service is coming in. The machine's only got 8.1 hours on it. I got it with, I think, 4.5 or 5 hours, something like that. And the rest of the time it's just been kind of out here. I did a few little test jobs. I took down one of these, I don't know if you can see them, one of these little white birch trees. I ripped it down. It did it so easy. It's crazy. There's a bunch of settings, machine settings, security, you name it. And I'll be doing quite a bit more photos or videos of the E85. I tried to find some before I bought this online, and I didn't really see a whole lot. I mean, there was a couple of guys who had rented them and used them, but you know, they weren't using it in and out every day. And you know, there wasn't really a whole lot of decent reviews on them. People just said they liked it or they didn't like it, blah blah blah. But it wasn't, you know, showing it working or what it can lift or, you know, move around, actually moving dirt. No real-time stuff. So that's why I think, you know, I'm gonna try and get some more of those videos so that you guys can actually see it, you know, working, see it going, and then kind of make your own. I'll give you my thoughts on it, and then you guys can make your own decision on you know, what you think. But it's for a excavator, or what I'm used to, it's pretty state of the art. I mean, it's a typical mini excavator. You know, arm goes down. I don't know if you can see back here. Hopefully, there's a button for a heated seat, which is insane. It's got this one has a Geith coupler. I think that's how you pronounce it, Geith coupler. Pin grabber system on it. Hopefully you can see through the rain there. Yeah, I wonder if I can turn this thing on. Look at that. And it's got a pin grabber. This one over here does not have a pin grabber, the E50. It has the hydraulic exchange system. It's exclusive to only Bobcat. It's worked good so far, but I could see, you know, in the future it could have some issues. I've seen guys, you know, have 3,000 hours, no issues with it. I had an issue with it leaking hydraulic fluid once, but Bobcat was amazing. My dealer was awesome, and they were able to fix it, you know, within just, you know, a couple days after they got the parts, and they didn't charge me anything for it. It got me back up and running, which was awesome. So this one's a little bit different. How it has the pin grabber. This is a 24-inch bucket. I have a 36-inch bucket coming and a 60-inch tilt coming for it. But the 36 inches, I think he said 3 or 4 weeks out, and the 60-inch tilt bucket is, I think, 8 weeks out. They're quite a ways out there. Which, I mean, right now that everything's selling so fast, it's kind of hard to keep anything in stock. The other thing you'll notice on this one, I don't know if you can see right about there. Yep, right there is where the auxiliary or secondary hydraulics are to plug in the tilt bucket. So, you know, down here you just uncouple this, swing over, grab a hold of the tilt bucket, and then lock it in. Tilt your arm down. You can set the arm just how it is right now, and then hook up to right here the hydraulics, and you're good to go. You know, jump in, fire it up, and go. The E50 is a little bit different. The E50s are way up top right there. So you can't reach it from just, you know, standing here. I'm 6'4", and there's no way I could reach up there and couple it. So, you know, you have to hook on the hydraulic bucket and then extend the arm all the way out, almost completely flat. And then you can, you know, hook in. And same thing with disconnecting. It's not bad. It's just one little extra step, where the new ones on the R series, they come, the couplers are, you know, down here someplace. Because this 2021 is an R series, and, you know, obviously they're here. I've seen the E50, same spot. Originally, I think they put it up there because it's a little bit safer. You know, if you snag a tree branch or something crazy on the stick, this part here, for those of you guys who don't know, is called the stick, and this is called the boom. I'm sure you can call it a bunch of different ways. That's how we call it up here. You know, this here is the stick, and that's the boom. So if the stick is, you know, going into a bunch of tree branches and you catch it or you snag it, you could rip off those hydraulic lines and supposedly and the quick disconnects. So they stuck them way up top, kind of be out of the way. I'm not sure if it was a good idea or not. I mean, it works the same, I guess. But now they've moved them all back down to on the stick, which makes more sense if you're using it quite often, you know, taking it on and off. And I do. You know, it'll be on for probably an hour or so, 2 hours tops, and then, you know, it comes right back off, back to a digging bucket and switch back and forth. But it's So far, I like it. This touch screen is a little bit to get used to. But it's got plenty. I'm 6'4". You know, I mean, I can stretch pretty much all the way out. And I can move, you know, the pedals, no problem. My feet don't hit the window. Tons of room in here. It's extremely, I don't know if you can see, but like my head isn't even really close to the top, you know, compared to some of the other manufacturers' machines. It was real close. When this window pops and pulls up, you know, it comes to just barely underneath these. To where it, you know, pushes up against, and it's still quite a ways above my head. Tons of great visibility out the side and the back. Plenty. It's kind of hard to see with the water spots. Sorry about that, but there's ton. I mean, the visibility, you can see your tracks here. You know, the blade, and the other track you can see. You know, right through here. There's the track. It's pretty awesome. This boom can tuck here. Let me fire it up. Why not? Right up. Look at that. So then put this down and I'll pick this up. Try to do it one-handed here. So like this boom, you'll notice comes all the way back. Most mini excavators will come back to about here and it stops. And so, you know, it's right near the cab. It's pretty much straight up and down. That's where it stops. I'm trying to warm up a little bit. That's why it's a little bit loud. This one here, it'll come all the way. It'll keep coming back. So it comes all the way back. Looks like it's gonna hit the cab, but it doesn't. So it's literally just barely missing this mirror. You know, I'll jump out and see if I can get a better photo of it. Well, you can see how it's recessed all the way back. Usually, you know, they just go like this, you know, straight up and down. So if you bring this all the way up, this is sitting way back, which is awesome. You know, you can get that much closer for, you know, when your bucket's in, your bucket can be right here someplace. Right above your blade, which is awesome. It's very quiet in here. It takes a second to slam the door because it's a pressurized, dustless cabin. So you know, there's so much pressure in here. If you open a window, and these windows are a huge upgrade, just squeeze it and just slide it right out. Just squeeze, and down here it's got a bunch of little ticks that falls in, so it locks right in. Awesome. That one there is more of like, you see on the outside, maybe it's like a pin that goes in. You gotta kind of pinch it. It isn't lock in place. It only locks in one position. But yeah, this thing is gonna be sweet. It's very quick too. I was surprised. I'd seen reviews of people saying that it wasn't very quick, and then some saying that it was. But I mean, it's pretty fast. Right now, it's on just idle, so it's not really moving a lot. It's got the same power on idle as it does full RPM supposedly. And when once the hydraulics warm up, this is, you know, much faster. You can also adjust on here, which is pretty cool. Go to, I think it's machine settings, auxiliary settings, and here's the auxiliary. So auxiliary 1 and 2. Auxiliary 1 is the thumb. So right now it's at I don't know if you can see this, it's at 100%. So, let's see if we can get better. There we go. If I take, 100%, and watch how fast the thumb goes. Let me clear the window real quick. Now, 100%, and then this is just at an idle. Goes down, right back up, boom. Now if I move this down, and let's say we want it to be, we'll do 20%. Now when it comes down, that's as fast as it's moving right now. See how slower it is? So let's move this up to 50%. Then come down. It's about half speed as it used to be. This is all on the fly, which is so cool. And then you can bump it back up to 100%. And then boom, kicks in. There she is, flying back and forth. That's a huge help. I mean, you can also lock them out on here, so you can set it so that, if you have an employee that you don't want running the thumb for a specific job or whatnot, you can lock it out so that they have no control of the hydraulics at all for the thumb or the other auxiliary. Auto idle is on. Take it off and it's just going to sit down. I noticed that auto idle is a little bit higher when it's idling, but it'll go from full RPM to, if you stop for more than 4 or 5 seconds, it'll auto idle down, which is a nice feature. Auxiliary pressure release is sweet. I've never had that on another machine. It's out there. I've never had it. On the E50, it doesn't have it. So you have to lower the boom down. If you're going to take the tilt bucket off, you got to lower the boom down and turn the machine off, run through the hydraulics. So over here is what you would control the tilt bucket. This is the roller switch. So you would take that and you'd have to roll it back and forth a few times, and then move it around with the machine off to get the hydraulics to release. This here, you just press the button and it'll automatically release the hydraulics. So you can go ahead and take your bucket off or whatever attachment you got on without having to worry about if you don't take it off or if you don't release the pressure. It won't hurt you to not release the pressure. However, it'll leave pressure in the lines, and hooking it back up is going to be a huge problem. New guys, you'll figure it out. The first couple of times that you do it. You'll go ahead. We show this machine first, for example. You'll take the hydraulics off of it, but the lines will still be pressurized, and so will the bucket. So then when you go to put it on next time, you've got pressurized on both sides, and it's extremely hard to get it back on without either cracking one of these valves, the quick release, to bleed some of the fluid out, or the same on the bucket. You can force it if you're strong enough. They make like a tool that you can clamp, and it'll pull them together, but it's very, very hard. I've almost hurt my back before doing it. Sometimes you forget, and you're like, dang it, I forgot about it. But this is gonna be so much easier just to remember. You still gotta remember, but you don't even just press this. We'll turn auto idle back on. Here's the 5 seconds. It's in eco mode. I noticed that it actually does work from what it seems. I took it out of eco mode and was pulling down like one of these trees that's up here. I tried it first with eco mode. It worked great. Then I tried it again, out of eco mode, and it had a little bit more oomph behind it, a little more power. Oh, look at that. That's cool. It's got the spray on the wiper itself. The E50 has it, it kind of sprays from the top, I think, down. I don't actually remember. No, I guess it does go on the wiper too. But yeah, so this is pretty cool. This touchscreen, I'm sure it's gonna get dirty and stuff, but it's got auto AC, heat, defrost, pretty sweet. Down here's a roller. So you just spin this. I think it's the radio right now. The radio pops up. And then this is auxiliary release as well. You get your home button will bring you back here so you can see all your necessities. And then Bluetooth, your lights, they're straight out there. I don't know if you can't probably see them turn on, but it's pretty cool. Here's a backup beeper. You can turn it off. So when you start moving, you can press it and it'll go off. Now it's back on. This is just it's kind of weird. It's just a light showing you that the glow plugs are on. So when this light goes off, then you can go ahead and start it up. It's got like an old-fashioned cigarette lighter in there. In here, it's got an aux port for like headphones. Get back in. And then in here, you untwist this, unscrew it, and in there is a USB port where you can either play music through there or charge your phone. But it's got tons and tons of room. Your speakers are up behind you, along with the dome light. It's pretty cool. Tons of visibility. Wow, I can't talk. Visibility going up through the glass up top, and then yeah, I'm stoked. This is gonna come in extremely handy. Really looking forward to using it. This machine over here, the E50, is pretty much my baby. That thing hasn't let me down at all. It does whatever I want it to do. And for the size of it, it's extremely powerful, extremely fast and maneuverable for the size on it. That 2-foot bucket, even though it looks tiny, you can still move a decent amount of earth with it. Most of the time I have the 3-foot bucket on it. This year I was pulling some stumps last week. Didn't get a video of it. It was a quick little half-day job. We're kind of rushing in, rushing out. And yeah, so there she sits. They're in the rain now, so I'm not going to move them because they'll get all muddy. I just washed them all. I haven't washed the truck or anything yet, but I washed Then we got most of the grease off them. Kind of cleaned the tracks out roughly, you know, the best we could. Greased them all up, serviced everything. Everything is ready to go except for this E85 has to get cabin filters in it. But I can do that, you know, later on. We'll get the parts tomorrow and then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, this is sweet. This is my dealer in case anyone wants to look them up. Champlain Valley Equipment. There's them up there as well. See the phone numbers and stuff on them. They've been absolutely awesome. Straighten this one out. They've been awesome. I bought all 3 machines from them. Oh, I guess here, why not? Let's go check out the E50. It's a little more smaller. She's a little dirty inside from the last job, but it's much tighter in here. You know, remember I'm 6'4". My feet are pretty close. It's not terrible. You can still move back and forth. The only thing I run into is my feet hit the front. So I have to, you know, move my feet back here and push with my toes to get the tracks to move. And then when I go in reverse, my heels hit before it actually goes in reverse. So I gotta move forward and come back. Not a huge deal, just because I'm so tall. And I had everything tinted except for this front window and the bottom window. I left those untinted. Everything else is completely tinted. I don't know if you can really see it in here. 20% tint on them. Same thing, you know, pretty basic. It doesn't have a touch screen. It's pretty loud, but it has a password you got to put in to go. I'm not gonna show you what the password is. And then, you know, heat, AC, obviously. You got a radio and my Gatorade that I will take with me. But this is the clips I was talking about. So like, you gotta pull this little tab and slide it, and there's no way to lock it, you know, halfway wherever. Jeez, well, that's annoying. It's wet. There's no way to like lock it somewhere in here. So, you know, as you're driving around, if you want it open for some reason, it's kind of, you know, moving back and forth a little bit as you bang around. But it's not a huge deal. This comes straight up, like, again, you know, it comes right up to here. Plenty enough room. I mean, this one, I got the same exact amount of room as the other one did. It's, you know, height wise. In here, it's a little, you know, more cramped, but it's comfortable. I've been in this thing for, you know, 8 hours a day with no problem, no issues at all. That cab is a little bit quieter than this one. This one isn't pressurized. That one is, and the skid steer is. This one is not. I don't believe, because it's it may be like semi-pressurized, or they can say it is. Dust still gets in once in a while. And up here, there's always if I'm like pressure washing it, the water kind of, you know, gets in from here somehow, and then goes through. But just regular rain, it doesn't ever leak or anything. This is a 2019. So the skid steer is a 2018. I bought it brand new in 2018. I bought this in 2019, January 1st, 2019 is a 2019. How many times can I say that? 2019. And then the E85 is a 2021, and I bought that about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago or so. And I haven't even used it on a job yet. It goes in 2 weeks, or week and a half, something like that. It'll get sent out. I can't haul it with my truck or my trailer. The E50 fits on this, or the T650, but not this E85. It's too heavy for the trailer. I don't have a CDL yet, so it does not. I can't haul it. But a good friend of mine who does my trucking for me, he'll haul it. Or a friend of mine who owns another excavation company, he can haul it for me. And you know, we'll do some work together. And that's about it for this. Let's jump in the T650 real quick, and then we'll call it quits. Whoop. This guy, you guys have seen this before. This is inside of it. It's just a little dirty. But this is the view from inside. You've seen this with some of the snow removal stuff that we did. The camera on it. This is not tinted or anything. Pretty basic. It does have Up here, the touchpad. Man, that's loud. Let's have the touchpad to put the password in. There's the rearview camera. And over here, it's saying code. It wants you to put the passcode in, and then she'll fire up. But this thing has been awesome. This is the first machine I bought brand new, and this has done an awesome job. It's 74 horse, so it's just under the DEF or DPF, and it's been a monster. I mean, it's a larger frame than like the T595 or 590 or any of those, but it's got the same motor, so you don't have to have a DEF fluid at all. It's pretty spacious. I mean, this is, well, the bar is up right now. Swap hands. I mean, this has got tons of room in it. Huge. And it's, you know, my feet are down here. As you can see, you got plenty of room. It's got a throttle over here, a foot throttle. It also has the throttle that's right here. But it AC, defrost, auto idle on it. It's high flow. The soil conditioner, the Harley rake I have, is also high flow. So that's the reason I ended up with that one. I figured, you know, if I'm gonna order a machine, I might as well get one with high flow. And I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So that's what I ordered it with. But that's it. Well, let me know how these camera angles are. I don't think it's anything great. With it, some of my, you know, 4th or 5th video, I guess. But we'll kind of see. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one.